Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today taking a look at Darth Vader, specifically the Dagobah version, released in the year 2000 on the Power of the Jedi card. On the front left you have the Force File booklet that you can see, which shows off the image of the character from the movie. And then of course on the right you do see your included figure in that blister. On the back side, left part of the card, you got 16 figures that were available in the line at that time. It's actually a pretty nice selection overall throughout this entire Power of the Jedi line, I feel like. Off on the upper right, you got a little paragraph talking about the combination of the prequel movies, or in this case, just Phantom Menace along with the original trilogy, all coming to life in this particular line of figures. Below that, you see the back side of that Force File card giving you your bio information about Darth Vader and some statistics. And then looking at the figure out of the packaging, I gotta say this is an impressive looking figure. Hasbro certainly did some different things, or tried to do different things within this line, and I feel like this is certainly one of the highlights. So we've already had a few Darth Vader figures released at this point, and this is certainly a unique way to bring yet another Darth Vader figure to the shelves. Now, I wouldn't go so far as to say it's totally screen accurate because, I had to watch the movie again just to be certain, but Darth Vader looked like he was actually there. He wasn't this ghostly, spirit, translucent looking character on the screen. But I gotta say, I like that Hasbro took that chance and did that with this figure though. And I think it came across very well. The entire figure is done in this translucent plastic, and the only parts that don't come across as being translucent is what's actually painted a solid black. So his shoulder armor, the gloss black stripes running down the upper part of his chest, and that control box right in the center. Overall, the cape has a very nice sculpt to it, nice drape being done in there. I do like the way it folds on the figure. It kind of wraps around one side a bit and kind of flows out off to the side of the figure. So it kind of makes the figure feel like he's got a little bit of movement going on. And you got a very nice smoky black color with that translucent plastic being done. So it's really shaded very well. As for the head sculpt, when you've got them all assembled, it still looks like a very good representation of Darth Vader. The lenses of his eyes comes across as a little too purple for me. Maybe they did that to kind of help sell the translucent part of this character. But what I do like is the way that it really pops out and gives the mask a little bit more dimension. What silver painting you do have on the front of the face mask is looking like it's placed right where it belongs. And as I mentioned, the helmet is removable. Just pull it off. It holds on by these two little tabs sticking out at the bottom of the neck. And then your other hidden feature is that the face mask slides out and reveals Luke Skywalker's face, which is what we saw in that scene. And with that face mask removed, that reveals a pretty decent sculpt underneath. I have to say that up to the point in this line, we still hadn't really received a great looking face sculpt for a Luke Skywalker, but through the mask, this certainly does look very much like Luke Skywalker, I feel like. The painting for the face is hanging in right there where it needs to be. It's not bleeding off on the black on the sides, and a relatively decent paint job being done for the eyes. And I gotta say, when you put that face mask back on, it holds on there pretty well. It stays in place. If you shake the figure around and stuff like that, it's not falling off. As for the upper body of the figure, his armor is well represented here. Nice ribbing texture being done for his undersuit. And then through that midsection, I already kind of talked about it, but the painting for that chest box is looking great. Your blues, reds, and silvers are all right where they need to be. Through his belt, painting is looking pretty decent. Some of the silver is kind of missing the marks, especially on the screen right side of his belt. But on the left side, it looks like things might be a little bit more tighter anyways. And then you got some silver in there for some belt buckle detailing. Lower half of the figure, his inner robes, very nice sculpt to that as it comes out from underneath his belt. I like the tighter sculpting being done as it's wrapped around the legs. And then the legs themselves still looking pretty good. That ribbing texture within the upper part of the legs still carries on as it should. And then sculpting for the armor above his boots is looking great. They've even got some straps sculpted in there around the backside of his legs for that calf armor. So yeah, overall, I feel like things are looking really good here. So for the articulation, head's going to swivel all the way around. At the elbows, he is pre-sculpted in this 90-degree bend, but you do swivel at the top of the elbow, and that is for both arms. And then each wrist, where the glove connects, also swivels a full 360. You get your swiveling at the waist, and then both legs do come straight out. And you're not really getting anything going back because of his inner robes. And then for accessories, he does come with his lightsaber. Things are looking pretty good here. Please excuse the silver painting that is missing on my hilt. Just kind of came off with time from being in the figure's hand. Otherwise, though, the painting is looking good. You got some bits of black stripes down at the bottom of the hilt. Of course, that solid black line running around the middle and the black at the edge. Otherwise, the blade is looking like a pretty nice, vibrant red color. And he's got no problem holding on to this lightsaber. You can put it in either hand. And with that wrist articulation, at least you can get some different poses with them. And then finally, you have your Jedi Force file. This is what you saw on the front of the card with Darth Vader's image, his name, and then the scene, so Dagobah in this case. That flips open, reveals his statistics, his skills, tools that he uses, and his powers. Got your application for the Jedi Quest Kids Club. And then on the other side, you get the Force users, so it shows the Sith and the Jedi, the adventures that he's been on, and then the bio information that you saw from the back of the card, along with some statistics. So overall for me, I mean, even though he wasn't this translucent in the movie, I love that they did it with the figure. I think it works out very well. I like that Hasbro brought out a different look for a Darth Vader figure to kind of keep him looking fresh on the shelves. And the gimmick with the head coming off and the face mask works out great. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are on this figure in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.